Okay, so you want to go from 8,000 centimeters cube to meters cube. To go from a centimeter to meters, you will divide it by 100. Okay, but this is a centimeter cube, so what do we think? 2 divided by 100, but then of course it's a cubed, so just cube it. 100 cubed. That's basically is 8,000 divided by 100 cubed. It's basically 100, and then how many zeros? It's bigger. It has 2 zeros. If you cube that, that makes it 6 zeros in that case. Okay, so it's basically 1 million. Okay, 100 cubed. Cancel, cancel. Here, here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Cancel. So that gives me 8 divided by 1,000, which gives you 0.008 meters cubed. Okay. Cool. The next one, 180 kilometer. 180 kilometer per hour in meters per second. So 180 kilometers in terms of meters, times that by 1,000, divided by per hour. You're converting per hour. Remember, this kilometer to meter, I already converted it because that's what I put here. I go to convert this hour into seconds. So I will say how many seconds are in an hour is, well, it's 60 times 60, that is right. 60 times 60, that's going to give you 6 times 6 is 36, and then 2 zeros behind it, 3,600. What I can do, because it's multiplying already, I can cancel 1, 2 zeros can be cancelled. 18 and 36 I can divide by 18 itself. That makes it 1. That makes it 2 here. This makes it 1, and then what do we have? 1, 0, and then we have 1 and 0. When you multiply, 1, 0 means 10 times 10 is 100 over, what do we have? 2, which is 50 meters per second. So 50 meters per second, it's 180 kilometers per, sorry, 50 meters per second is 180 kilometers per hour. Okay. Moving on. 4p squared. If you factorize it, it becomes a difference of squares. What are the squares here? 4 is 2 squared, p squared, minus 36 is basically 6 squared. So it's a 2p plus 6, 2p minus 6. But can you see, even inside the bracket, I can still factorize something out. What can I factorize out? Inside the bracket, I'll factorize a 2 out. So instead of doing this way, okay, which could be done, but of course I need to factorize a 2 out of it. So I'll get p plus 3, but the other one has a 2 out of it as well. That makes it p minus 3. This will give you 2 times 2 is 4, p plus 3, p minus 3. Okay, you know what, I'll do it the other way. So if I just factorize 4 out of that question, that will give me p squared minus, you know, the 36 take 4 out is 9. So 4 is kept out. So you know what 9 squared is? 9 squared, sorry, not, what is 9 as a squared is basically 3 squared. So it's a p plus 3, then p minus 3. We will end up with the same answer anyways. Okay, either you do this way or do that way. I think this is a bit easier. This is only doable if you have a common number. If we have, say, something like 9p squared minus 25, then we can't do this method. Cannot do that. We have to do like that. So that makes it 3 squared p squared minus 5 squared. So that basically makes it 3p plus 5, 3p minus 5. Okay, but we're not worried about this question now. But okay, the next one. Let's expand that one here. If you multiply these two together, that gives you 2m squared minus 5m plus 4 times 2m is 8m minus 20. That makes it 2m squared plus 3m minus 20. Close bracket again. 3m plus 1. Let's expand with this thing. That gives you, if I multiply with this one, 6m cubed plus 2m squared Let's multiply here. Plus 9m squared plus 3m multiplied by minus 20 now. Minus 60m. Yeah. Minus 20. Altogether 6m cubed plus 11m squared minus 57m minus 20. Okay, simple. Next one, you want to find b as a column vector. Do I know what b? I know a vector is. B is, let's just call it x and y here. Normally, if it's written like a vector format like this, it's always x on top, y on bottom, but we'll write like that. So they want 3a. Go on then, 3a. So 3 times that makes it 6 minus 9 minus, what is it? 2 times b, which is x and y, equals what is it? 8 and minus 17. We subtract everything, so and I'm going to multiply here. So that's minus 2x minus 2y. We subtract, so sorry, the 6 is being added on, so subtract it. So 8 minus 6 is 2. Minus 9, go to the other side, plus 9 on it. So minus 17 plus 9, that's just going to give you minus 8. I know minus 2x is what? X. Sorry, minus 2x is, how much is it? 2. X is 2 divided by minus 2, which is minus 1. Minus 2y is minus 8. And then cancel the negatives, of course. Y equals 8 over 2, which makes it 4. So your b vector basically looks like minus 1 comma 4. Okay. Right, moving on. Right, I put 2 questions at once just to cover both the side of the topic. That makes life a little bit easier for me. So if you look at it, L1 and L2, mainly they are parallel or perpendicular. If they are parallel, the gradients are the same, and if it's perpendicular, you have to swap the fraction, change the sign. Okay, so the L1, what is the gradient for L1? You can't have 3, but of course you have to make it y. Y equals what is it? Divided by 3, all of them. Just put divide 3 so you know what I'm doing. Divided by 3, that makes it y. 2x over 3 plus 7 over 3. We don't really care about this. What is the gradient for L1? It's 2 over 3. Yeah, that number. The next one, for the L2, 5y, can we keep it here? The kx goes to the other side, minus kx. Plus 4 go to the other side, minus 4. Y equals divided by 5, of course, minus kx over 5 minus 4 over 5. So what is the gradient of this? M is equal minus k over 5. Is that whatever that number is, isn't it? Cool. Parallel is the easy one to do, always. Both gradients are the same, of course. So 2 over 3 equals, you might ask, where is the minus k belongs to? Shall we just say always use the minus, always belongs to the numerator. Okay, it's easier that way. So that's minus k over 5 multiplied. 5 times 2 is 10, equal 3 times minus k is minus 3k. K is minus 10 over 3. That's the answer. There you go. Find the k. Got that. The next one, if they are perpendicular to each other, that means you have to change the sign and swap them over. So if I say minus k over 5, okay, I'll keep that the same, but then I'll swap the L1 gradient. So if I swap it through, that gives you not 2 over 3 anymore, 3 over 2. The sign swap, it was a positive one, now it's a negative. The negative you always, as I said, put it for the numerator. There. Now, cross multiply, 2 times minus k is minus 2k. 5 times minus 3 is minus 15. Negative, negative can cancel. K is what? 15 over 2. Okay. Moving on. Right. The simultaneous equation, very simple. 3 t's, 3 t for t's, plus 2 coffees, 2 c for coffees, equals to £7.80. Can I say 780? So it's easier for me to deal with integers. You can say 7.80 if you want. 5 t's plus 4 coffees, 4c, equals 1420, so 1420. I'll just multiply this by a number. I want to make the c, the value the same, so these numbers are the ones I pick. Multiply by 4, multiply by 2. The best thing is to multiply the top by 2, but we'll just do it like this anyways. That gives you 12t plus 8c equals 780 times 4. That gives you 3120. The other one is 10t plus 8c equals that's 2840. The middle signs, you look for the middle signs in here, are the same. Middle signs are the same, so subtract 12t, take away 10t, which is 2t. And then 8c and 8c have to go away, of course. Take away 2840. That gives you 280. If you subtract it, 3120, take away 2840, that gives you 280. And t is, of course, divided by 2, that gives you 140, which is basically 140 pence or £1.40. £1.40. We got the t, we want the c now. Pick an equation. Let's say I pick the first one. 3t plus 2c equals 780. 3 bracket t is 140 plus 2c equals 780. 3 times 140, how much is that? 3 times 140, which is 420. Subtract that 420 here. Subtract that 420 here. That can cancel off like that. 2c is 780. Take away that 420. That gives you 360. C is divided 360 over 2. That C is how much? 180. 180 pence, but I have to give it in terms of pounds, so £1.80. Simple. Okay, so a simultaneous equation. Yeah, very easy question. Thirds, and we are rationalizing, of course. Root 3 over 2 root 3 minus 1. You multiply by the denominator, but the opposite sign in the middle always. No minus, it's a plus now. Always the opposite sign. Let's multiply here, 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 here. If you do that, it's 2 root 9, because root 3 is root 9, plus what is it? Root 3 over, you square it, that makes it 4 root 9, take away square of 1 is 1. Always you square, and then square, and then always take away. Let's sort out the square number. That's 3, that makes it 12. That's 3, 2 times 3, that makes it 6. That gives you 6 plus root 3 over 12 minus 1, which is an 11. Okay, very easy. Moving on. Here are 3 spheres. The volume of Q is 50% more than P. The volume of R is 50% more than Q. Work out the volume of P as a fraction of R. Okay. Let's just say Q is 50% more than P. So if I say P is 100, what is 50% of 100 is 50. If Q is 50% more than Q, which makes it 150. R is 50% more than Q. So that makes, what is 50% of 150? 50% of 150, you know that's what's half of that, which is 75. If you, more than that is what? 150 plus that 75, which makes it 225 then, yeah? This is 225. Volume of P as a fraction, find the volume of P. What is that? 100. As a fraction of volume of R. 225. Simplify this thing, of course, divided by 25, that makes it 4. Divided by 25, that makes it 9. 4 over 9. Okay. The easiest way to do it. Okay. Always pick easy numbers to pick through, right? Yeah. 100 would be like a nice and easy number, as always. Okay. Moving on. Combination log 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I put the second question just for the doubt as well. You how many different pieces? 1, 2, 3 times, and you can have 1 to 5. So there is a 5 different numbers you can put here, 5 different numbers and 5 different numbers. The only reason I'm able to write is because you are allowed to repeat the numbers for the first question. Can you see the 5 and 5 can be repeated? So how many different combinations can I have? On the first block is 5, the second one is 5, the third one is 5. That makes it 25 times 5 is 125. Okay, that's a grade 7. Now if you move it up a notch, grade 8/9, that would be if each number can only be used once. So the first, you can only have 5 numbers. The second, you can't have 5 numbers because one of the number is used, so you can only have 4 numbers for the second one. For the third one, you're going to have 4 numbers now because 2 numbers are used. You know, they used a number here, they used a number. So you're only left with 3 numbers. You're only allowed to have 3 more numbers. If you want another one, you're allowed to have only 2 numbers. Every time you go, it decreases by 1. It's kind of like your non-replacement probability where you take away 1 always. It's like that. Not exactly, but similar. So how many different combinations can I have? 5 times, 4 times, right? Of course, the number of combinations reduces because you are not allowed to use the same number. 5 times 4, 20, 20 times 3, 60. 60 times only combinations. Moving on. Question number 9. Equation diagonal to AC. If you see, they told you dB. So that's basically that. Diagonal basically meaning, can you say? What angle? Right angle. That means it's a perpendicular line. So what is the gradient of this one? Is it equal to y? Yeah, of course. So I don't need to make it. What is the gradient of this? Yes, it's already equal to y anyway, so it's fine. The gradient is half of this one. But I want the perpendicular one. That's what I figured out, right? The perpendicular one, which is what? Flip it over. 2 over 1, but opposite sign, minus. What is 2 over 1 is 2 anyway, so it's technically, what number is that? It's a minus 2. So the gradient now becomes minus 2. The equation y equal minus 2x plus c. These are x and these are y coordinate. Y is 11 equal minus 2 bracket x is 5 plus c. We can't normally we tend to multiply by the denominator. Remember, there's no denominator here. So 11 equal minus 10 plus c. C is what? 11. No more minus 10 is an add 10 because you move to the other side. C is 21. So what's the equation then? Y equal minus 2x plus 21. Minus 2x plus 21. And that's the answer. Very simple. Okay. Moving on. Question 10. Work out the value of this. Okay, let's do this one. 9 times 5, 45. 45 add 4, 49. 49 over 9 to the power minus a half times, that's 12, add 2 is 14 over 3 divided by 2 to the power minus 3. Well, I know 2 to the power 3 is 8. So 2 to the power minus 3 is reciprocal of 8. Remember, what is reciprocal? 1 over, right? Yeah, you flick the fraction over basically. So this thing is 1 over 8. Okay, let's try this one. 49 to the power 9. 49 over 9, sorry, to the power half. To the power half means square root anyways. So square root of 49 is 7. Square root of 9 is 3. But I want to the power negative. So 49 over 9 to the power minus a half. So just reciprocal of whatever I had. 3 over 7. So let's just rewrite it then. 3 over 7 times 14 over 3. I'm just doing the numerator only, okay? Which is cancels. That makes it 1, 1. That makes it 1, and then that makes it 2. That makes it 2. 2 times 1 is 1, 1. Right. That makes it 2 over 1. Divide. Let's just put divide. What is it? What do they say? 1 over. Let's flick it over. 2 over 1. Division changes into multiplication. 8 over 1. Because you have to flick the second fraction over. 16 over 1. That's basically saying what my answer is 16. Okay, this one is also non-calculator, so don't even bother using a calculator here. Yeah. Good. Maybe. The length of the arc is 4 pi. Work out the x. Formula for I'm not going to say length of arc. I'm going to say the formula for circumference. 2 pi r. You know the area formula, pi r squared. Yeah. So what is the sector formula? Theta over 360. Just put that. So theta over 360. We are not going to use this one anyways, but I just showed you. So this will be the circumference formula, and then obviously this becomes the arc formula. What is the angle now? X over 360 times 2 pi times as my radius is. Of course, that one, 18. Should be equal to, they told you, 4 pi. But we can straight away cross off the pi. I don't want that. 2 times 18. What is it? 2 times 18 is 36. I can cancel. So how many 36 sits in here? 1, and this is 10. So this makes it basically makes it x times 1, x over what number is it? 10 equals to what number is that? 4. How to get rid of the denominator? Multiply it. 4 times 10 makes it 40. X is how many degree? 40 degree. Okay, this was a non-calculator by the way. Yeah. Moving on. Alfie had 11 cards, 3 blue, 7 green, 1 white. She takes 2 random. Does it say it replaces? No, it's a non-replacement. What do we know about non-replacement? The total keeps reducing by 1. Work out the probability that she takes card of different colors. Okay, she takes card of different colors. Now, you don't want to, okay, you can have a couple of ways of doing it. Okay, I'll show you both ways anyways, okay. I could write down all the outcomes. Let's just say I could go blue, green, or I can go green, blue, because it can be swapped around. Or I can go, what other colors can I go? Blue, white, or white, blue. Or I can go green, white, or white, green. Okay, that's a lot of numbers. Doesn't matter. Alright, let's see. Blue and green. So what is the total number of cards in the is it 11? Okay, about that. Okay, so how many blue is 3? So 3 out of 11 times how many green now? 7 out of, not 11 anymore, is 10, because the total has decreased because you already picked a blue. Okay, or means plus. Let's try the other one. Green, how many greens are there? Green is, yeah, so you know this one you can actually, it's kind of the same thing exactly, so we can kind of double this. Okay, so we will just say double, because this and this is exactly the same. It would always be the same. Okay, or means plus, how many? 2 times this and this would be the kind of same. What is blue is picking blue is how much is it? 3 over total is 11 times, what's the other one? White is 1 over 10. Okay, plus this is kind of the same thing, 2 times, and green is 7 over 11 times, what's the other one is white? 1 over 10. Let's do the total here. 3 times 7 is 21, times by 2 is 21 times 2 is 42, 110, plus what's the other one? 6 altogether over 110, plus 14 over 110. Add it up. So that's 20. 20 add 42 is 62 over 110. If you simplify, divided by 2, 31 over 55. Okay. Or remember the other one, the best way to do it is to do one take away both, because they said all different colors, so it's one take away both same colors. So one take away, what are the same colors? I can go blue, blue, or I can go green, green, or normally we can go white, white, but we can't go white, white, because we can go only one white but no 2 whites, because there's only one white card, so we can't really go and pick this 2 cards to be white, so that's not going to happen. That's why. Okay, so the white I can cross it off, because there's only one white card anyway, so we can't do that. One take away blue, blue. Let's see. 3 over 11 times what's that? If I have one blue is gone, so what's another one being blue is 2 out of 10. Plus green is 7 out of 11. Plus, sorry, times. Another green is not 7, 6 out of 10 now. That's one take away. How much is this? 6 over 110 plus 7 times 6 is what's that, 42 over 110. That makes it 1 take away 48 over 110. What is 1 take away 48 over 110? You know, that's 110 out of 110, isn't it? Basically 1 basically means 110 over 110, because making the denominator is the same. 110, so it's at 110 take away 48, which should give you that 62. Can you see we got that kind of the same answer, or 110, which is 31 over 35. Practice both ways, guys. Okay, 31 over 35. Yeah, no, not 35, sorry, what's that, 55, because the half of 110. Yeah, 55, 31 over 55. Practice both ways. You want to give this answer in this solution. So okay, let's start multiplying, because there's a negative in the middle. Just be careful with the negatives. Multiply here by x add 1, multiply here by x, what do they make it? X add 1 times that, it's x add 1 over what's this, x bracket. I can expand that, that's x squared plus x anyways, minus, if I multiply it, that's just an x. 1 times x is x over x squared plus x equals 4. If I subtract it, because the same denominator now, that makes the x and x goes away, that makes it 1 over x squared plus x. But that's equal to 4 though. 4 means 4 over 1, cross multiply. 1 equals, if you multiply, that gives you 4x squared plus 4x. Bring it to the other side, 0 equal 4x squared plus 4x, not plus 1 anymore, minus 1. You want a format like that. Okay. You can plug it through a quadratic formula. X is equal minus b plus minus root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You know what a is? A is 4, b is 4, c is actually minus 1. So minus b means x is equal minus what number? B is 4, plus or minus root of b squared, so inside the bracket 4 squared minus 4 bracket a is 4, c is minus 1, divided by 2 bracket a is what's a is 4. Alright, let's see these numbers through. That's 8, that's 16, negative, that makes it positive. 4 times 4 is 16, times 1 is 16 anyways. Okay, so that's going to give you x is equal minus 4 plus or minus root of how many inside? 16 and 16 is 32 over 8. X is equal to, you know what root 32 is? Root 32 is basically root 16 times 2, root 2 basically, because the first number needs to be a square number. Makes it 4, that makes it 4 root 2. Minus, what? Minus 4 plus or minus 4 root 2 over 8. You can divide the actual numbers, the one without the root inside. That divided everything by 4, that makes it 1. 1, that makes it 2. So that will give you x is equal minus 1 over 2 plus or minus 1 over 2 root 2, and that will be the answer. Okay, simple. You could do completing the square if you wanted. If you want to try completing the square, you're welcome to try that. Okay, moving on. Here, the center of the circle is given. If the center is not given, then center is assumed. You know, like when they say x squared plus y squared equal to the radius squared, they will tell you a number. The common formula is radius squared anyways. They don't tell you the center is 0, 0, but they do tell you the number, so it's okay. It's not 0, 0 because they tell. So you want the gradient first. M is change in y over change in x. What is the change in y? 8 take away 3 over 6 take away what number? Minus 1. That's 5 over, what's that? It will be a plus, so 6 add 1 is 7. So you don't want that gradient, you want the perpendicular gradient to that. So the m is actually minus 7 over 5. So what's the equation? Y equal minus 7 over 5 x plus c. Which coordinate do I substitute? Not the center. You never substitute the center. Okay, the other one, the point. X and y. Y is 8 equal minus 7 over 5 bracket x is 6 plus c. Multiply everything by the denominator to cancel it off. Times by 5, times by 5, that can cancel it. See, 40 equals minus 42. Minus 7 times x is minus 42 plus 5 times c is 5c. 5c is 40 plus 42 is 82. C is 82 over 5. Okay. And if I rewrite that equation, y equal minus 7 over 5x plus 82 over 5. The issue is, can you see, you have to be written in that form. A, B, C are integers. So you want to cancel the denominator 5 again here. These 5s, cancel 5s. Cancel, cancel. That makes it 5y equal minus 7x plus 82. Bring everything to the left hand side. 5y plus 7x minus 82 equals 0. And that's your finalized answer. Okay, that was a very quick worksheet. Okay, not bad. Practice the sheet, do different method. Whatever questions you didn't get, just rewrite it back in your book and then do it. Practice these questions. Good. All okay.